I'm Robyn Piper, and I'm a co-founder of Piper Jordan, which is an insurance broker that focuses primarily on limited medical benefits. However, we're certainly in the voluntary worksite benefits arena as well. What I'd like to see out of the conference are just opinions of where the industry is going. Certainly, I know many of the employers that are here, but this is a great forum to hear their perspective in terms of what the economy's doing, where their budgets are over this year, over the next year, what they may offer, what they're putting on hold. So I really want to get a feel for what people are going to be putting in place over the next couple of years and where they see this going. I think that the benefits of the voluntary benefits market it depends on the population that you're dealing with. When I talk about voluntary benefits primarily in my industry, it's on the limited benefit side. Some of the other people that may be here may be talking about the voluntary worksite side. The panel that I have tomorrow is pretty unique because I have one employer that when they think of voluntary benefits, they're only talking about limited benefits, limited medical to their restaurant employees. The other person on my panel is specifically talking about disability insurance and life insurance and cancer insurance. So it really depends on who you are speaking with, and I think that defines what importance is. But when you're talking about limited benefits, it's going to be about getting these people to the doctor, just giving them access to getting a prescription. If you're talking about the voluntary worksite arena, you're filling a need, whether that's a gap in deductibles or a need for more of a catastrophic type of coverage. So I hope I'm answering your question properly, but it really depends on the type of product and the type of audience that we're referring to. People are looking for more coverage. Healthcare reform is on the tip of everybody's tongue, and traditional health insurance in many cases is not covering the population that we're talking about. And again, there's a difference between limited medical benefits and there's a difference between voluntary worksite benefits. If you're talking about limited medical benefits, then you are technically talking about the uninsured population that is on the tip of everybody's tongue today. If you're talking about the voluntary worksite market, you're really talking about the population that is covered by insurance, but perhaps they are talking about an accident policy that if their husband was in a car accident and became a paraplegic, would it cover the time that they needed to take off work and the babysitter that they would need to get to take care of the children while they were driving to and from the hospital? So everybody's thinking about what's going to cover a need that they may have in the next 3-6 months. It's not just about losing their job, it's what happens in the event of an accident, for example. So I think in the worksite arena, these policies are becoming, they're at the front, and they never used to be. Everybody's just trying to add worth, and as companies are continuing to cut their budgets, they're trying to add something in there that is viewed as a perk by these employees, and this is a great way to do it. The single most important voluntary benefit is to listen to the workforce, period. You can't define it. You have to look at the organization, you have to look at the wage of the employee, you have to look at their lifestyle. Are they single? Are they married? I'm always asked when I go into an employer what I would like them to roll out. And you can't answer that until you really look at the layers of the organization. It literally is the demographics, their age, their wage, their gender, their family status. And until you understand that, I believe it's nearly impossible just to sit there and to tell somebody they need to roll something out. What I put in for one organization could look completely different from another organization, especially in terms of what I would recommend. I think the voluntary industry is headed towards greater recognition. Again, because of the economy, because of the carriers that are getting into the marketplace, it's just added credibility. You're finally starting to see the worth, and you've had huge remodeling, if you will, at the carrier level. You know, you have carriers coming up with critical illness plans that are focused around wellness initiatives. And I hear frequently from employers that they've cut their budgets for wellness initiatives. And what a great solution to be able to walk in and to be able to add something that already has a wellness component built in that you just need to offer to the employees. So where I see this headed is just continual growth around with the needs of the population in terms of the economy, what they can afford, and what their family needs on a day-to-day basis. If the industry has been held back at all, it's been because, unfortunately, it's had a bit of a bad reputation in the past. Policies that don't pay anything, high commissions. Unfortunately, a lot of companies out there, a lot of employers, I should say, have viewed these benefits as a scam. And that's just not the case. I mean, I see what people write about these benefits all the time. And unfortunately, they're not seeing the people that have the claims all the time. You're always going to have people out there that complain. They get cheated out of this system to a degree. But they're also not seeing the people that did receive a huge benefit. And again, because these carriers have really revamped these products, employers really need to take a second look at these again. And they really need to see whether the population could benefit from one. Not all. There's a lot of voluntary benefits out in the marketplace. If you could find one or two that fit the population, employees find great worth in these. The best benefit out there, again, is very difficult for me to define, and certainly that I don't want to provide an answer, but it completely differs by who you're talking to. If you're talking to a young male that has no dependents and is just feeling as though they will never end up in the hospital, they may be attracted to an accident policy. If you're talking to somebody that's in their 40s, they have some income to protect, they might have a family, they may be drawn to a critical illness policy. They may be concerned about cancer in the future. If you're talking along the lines of limited medical benefits, you're talking about somebody that makes $9 an hour, they need to fill a prescription. They want to know that if they're worried about H1N1, that they have coverage to get themselves to the doctor to be tested for it. So again, importance is drilled down by need. One of the biggest benefits, and the carriers that I look forward to do business with, are going to be the ones that have a broad spectrum of benefits, and you can customize those around the demographics of the population. And customization is key, because again, you are trying to find the most important benefit that employee will look at on a year-to-year basis. What differentiates us is the desire to customize.
I just start that off with difference. Yeah, use your company name.
Use my company name when I say it?
Yeah.
What differentiates Piper Jordan is the desire to customize. We don't go into a company looking just to sell a product. We're looking to sell a solution. And I take a tremendous amount of pride in going into a population and trying to dissect the layers, understanding the environment. I mean, we're all looking to make money at the end of the day. But to make money on something that's of no value is just not what we're trying to do. And I am fiercely loyal to our partners, but the reality is that we're looking for the right solution for that particular employer. And as I said, what I put in for one company, even though it may be a restaurant organization, may be completely different from the solution that I put in at the other restaurant organization. And again, we take that very, very seriously.